So we're just now coming to the end of Moark Road at the southernmost side of Missouri. You can see a big red gate there. That's the neighbor's driveway. And we're going to cut left. So Moark Road just ended. And we're going to cut left onto the gravel road to the property. And this is where you may encounter a gate or a cable. We'd be happy to give you the combo for that. There we go. So we'll pull on through here in a second. But also I wanted to mention, if you want to drive to State Line Cove, pull through that first gate, and then instead of continuing south, if you go off to the field, go off to the east, and there's kind of a trail that kind of runs along the tree line at the field, and that will take you all the way down to State Line Cove. You can take a truck or an SUV right down to the water, and actually, I guess you could put your boat or jet ski in right there. So we do own this property, and you've got our permission to use that. I mean, it's not an easement or anything, but as long as we own this chunk right here, you're welcome to do that. If you want some easier access to State Line Cove, if you don't want to necessarily put a trail in going east on your property, then this gives you a really good option to still get to the water. And you'll see that big tower there. This used to be a buffalo ranch, and that, I guess, was a viewing station, so everybody could look at the buffalo. All right, so we're just about to pull through here, and we'll drive just a few hundred feet, and then we'll see the property on the left side of the road. There's the power line right there, so power is very close to the property. Beautiful area. There's the neighbor off to the right. Nice guy, older guy. He and his wife have lived out here a few years. This field off to the left, we almost always see deer. Especially if we're out here in the morning, we'll see 15 or 20 deer. This morning I saw close to 30 deer in this field. Two groups of about 12 to 15 each. Oops. Okay, so now we're just crossing, not crossing, but we've got track 2 on the left. I should have been taking pictures along with the video, but I really didn't think of it. So track 2 has a large section of open meadow here. This road continues, of course. There's the sign for track 2 right there. Over on the other side, you've got some Corps of Engineer land. So I didn't even realize that, but on the right, that's actually Corps land that goes down to the water. We're gonna go a little further, and then we'll drive back around and get to the other side of that fence. Okay. So this big hideous tree is pretty close to the boundary on track 2. I don't see anything that's been marked yet. But that's a pretty good landmark. Let's turn around here. You'll want to check out the drone video as well, obviously. You'll want to check out the interactive map and the introduction video and all that good stuff in the listing. We like to include just as much as we possibly can in these deals. Huge cedar trees on the property, jeez. Okay, so let's drive around. That's still track 2. Now it's on the right as we face north. But if I go up here, I can pull around this fence and we can check out some of the meadow on this tract. There's a nice building next to the property that's on a separate tract. Okay. Wow, large open meadow. So we're on track 2. This goes way back. This is gorgeous. There's a pretty nice hunting stand there. Looks like kind of a homemade affair, but it's solid. big property. Just this meadow area itself is large, and this, I mean, you'll see on the maps, but this goes east all the way to the Corps of Engineer line, and it's got direct frontage on that east side at the Corps of Engineer line. Here we got an older fence line as it transitions to the woods. Let's hop out and take a look. Super close to power and phone, obviously. This could be an ideal building site back here. This is very private. If you wanted to create a trail, or there may be one, we haven't really looked. I think this is a deer path here. I think they've been going through this opening in the fence. That would make sense with where we always see them in this field, and then they scatter off into this wooded area. Interesting. So we're kind of walking to the east now into the timber. Good mixture of timber. Some huge oaks. It's a big, big oak over there. And a lot of large cedars as well. I don't know what that thing is. Old water tank or gas tank, maybe? This was an active buffalo ranch for quite a few years, so there's really no telling what you're going to find out here. That's interesting. I bet you could do something cool with that. I have no idea what. Here we've got a lot of big hardwood trees. This is really pretty. Now there's been no commercial logging that we're aware of out here, but here it looks like someone has cleared this area out by hand, and I see some old stumps. Looks like mostly from cedar trees. There's an old stump. And then this slopes down gradually as you go east. Wow, look at all those cedar trees. Amazing. And big hardwoods too. Jeez. This is the middle of winter, obviously, so no leaves on these trees, but in the spring and summer, it's going to be even more gorgeous. So you could create your own trail through here to take you to that Corps of Engineers line and what am I trying to say? State Line Cove, or like we showed you earlier, you can go through that meadow up above. Feel free to do that, and you can actually drive a truck and trailer, or a truck and boat or jet ski or whatever right to State Line Cove, using a little strip of property we own there. You're welcome to do that. Very, very nice. This would probably be where I would build if I was doing a little cabin, especially a cabin that you're going to use just a few times a year. I mean, this would be totally out of sight, but excellent access. If you're doing a year-round home that you were going to use every single day, you know, maybe you want to be closer to that east side up in that meadow. And then you could have a huge yard, and it's already cleared, obviously. Pretty darn amazing property. We're kind of spoiled in that we have a few of these tracks side by side. So it almost seems like, oh, you know, there's several tracks like this, but these are literally the only properties we've ever found that have all this stuff going for them, as far as frontage on the take line, good access, open meadow, power and phone available. It's crazy. If you've been looking for something similar to this, you probably want to snag one of these. This is one of the bigger tracks out here, and when these bad boys are gone, they're gone. In 15 plus, almost 20 years of doing this, this is the only project we've ever had even close to this, as far as the amenities and the location and the frontage on the core line. So give us a shout in the office. Check out our website at InstantAcres.com. Shoot us an email at sales@InstantAcres.com. We would love to talk to you about this property or any property that we may have available.